The last time I did a pickup was November of 2023. It's been that long since I've done one. And that one was pretty much the onus of me saying it's going to be the beginning of the end. I told myself that I was going to pretty much just collect the last 20, at the time it was like 18 to 20 retro games that I wanted as far as collecting. But a lot has changed. Don't get me wrong. I've collected a handful of those retro games that I wanted, but I did go in another route, and I want to make an apology because of that, because it's not to any of you guys. Everybody who's came to the channel, subscribed, watched, viewed any of the stuff that I've been doing, you guys are absolutely amazing. I absolutely thank you, and I cannot appreciate it enough. But I did something that I should have done a long time ago. Now, from the beginning, when the PS5 and the Xbox Series, when those two consoles were coming out, automatically I was going to jump from the PlayStation 4 to the Xbox Series. I was going to jump back because I felt like, just deep down, it was time to go back to Xbox. Because I'm a big original Xbox fan, and I did not touch the 360 that much. I played some games with it. I still have the console. I have two of them, but I really didn't invest that much time in the 360 like I thought I would. I've been mostly playing on the PS3, and I did the same thing with the PS4. I did play a little bit of the Xbox One. I was a little bit disappointed in it, but I felt like the Xbox brand was going to bounce back, and I was going to go that route. Well, I did. Last couple of videos I talked about that I did buy the Xbox Series S, and I had fun with it, but I'm not a fan of digital games or digital copies of games or whatever the case may be. So I traded in the S, and I said I was going to get the X, but by then the PS5 was more readily available, believe it or not. So I bought the PS5, and I've been running with that ever since. The apology comes in and when I actually found myself buying the Xbox Series X, and it's to be honest with you guys, it's everything I thought it was going to be. I mean, I've been playing it for about, a little bit less than a week now. I absolutely love the console. I should have got it when it was readily available. This was probably about maybe 2 years ago, where it was actually available in stores for the most part. And I could have got it back then, but I'm glad that I got it now. And I'm going to talk about some games that I actually bought to go along with the Xbox Series X, but I do have a lot of other games that I did pick up within the last time we talked back in November when it comes to pickups. I think the last one I did was I think I said it was like 7 months ago. It was like November of last year. And I know it was going to be a reason why I wasn't going to do that many pickups, because like I said, it was like 20 games that I knew I want. And I really didn't have too much of a passion to go forward buying, current games. But I'm going to be honest with you, I was kind of wrong. So we're going to get into it. First and foremost, I'm going to talk about the retro stuff that I did get that's counting down the 20, 15, 20 copies that I wanted of retro games. Now, when I talk about retro, I'm talking about like 5th generation, 6th generation on down. Anything PS3 and further up, I don't consider that retro yet, even though the PS3, Xbox 360 is kind of retro now. But anything 6th generation and under. So I'm going to start off with a game I talked about on my live stream yesterday. Is pretty much a great game that I've been playing a long time. This is Puyo Puyo 2. And this is for the Sega Saturn. Now, Puyo Puyo is a game that you may not know much about by its name. But if you played any game like Dr. Robotnik, Mean Bean Machine, that puzzle game, or if you played like Kirby's Avalanche or anything like that, it's one of those type of games like that. And Puyo Puyo has been, localized here in a big way, and is actually a pretty dope game. I got Puyo Puyo Champions on my PC, and Puyo Puyo Tetris 1 and 2 is out now. But I wanted to get the original one because it has a lot of depth in the older games. And if you can understand Japanese, or you can translate Japanese, this game has a lot of story behind it. And I highly recommend, if you have a chance to get it, do it. Not just the Saturn version that came out on Super Nintendo. It also came out on a PlayStation. But just the Japanese version itself has like all the stuff that's more in depth way more than the American stuff. But this game is hard as balls too. I played this game the other day, and I've been playing it now. I can't get past like level 7 or something like that. So that's the first game that I got. Now, well, let me go and get to that before I get to the racing stuff. Another game that I wanted that I'm so glad that I got was a game that was it was not difficult to find, but I remember when this game was in GameStop, or at the time it was an electronic boutique. It was like $19.99, or it was maybe like $10.99 or something like that. And I passed up on it. That was like in early 2000s. I said I needed to get this game because I need to add this to the collection. Dreamcast game. This is Street Fighter 3 Double Impact. This game has Street Fighter 3 New Generation and Second Impact. This game is pretty cool. It's not as good as Third Strike, but I did want to add to the collection, so I do have Street Fighter 3 Double Impact. I thought this was absolutely great that I got this as well. Now I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to another retro game that I got. I've always wanted to play this game, and I need to get more into this. I got one RPG that I'm trying to finish right now, but this is another one that I'm gonna get into, and I probably need to play the first one before then. And but yeah, I ended up getting Chrono Cross on PlayStation, and a lot of people saying that you can play this game without playing Chrono Trigger. I never played Chrono Trigger, but I want to get into it. So this game is set like 22 years after the events of Chrono Trigger or whatever. So I'm probably going to play that game and then double back and play this. So, but I'm glad I got it because this is in great condition. I mean, it's hard to get PlayStation games. Well, I ain't gonna say that, but you can find PlayStation games in good condition. But I'm glad I got this in this condition with the double disc, mechanism, because these things break really easily. All right. Let's talk about some of these racing games that I got that I'm so glad that I got. Yeah, matter of fact, hold on one second. All right, so this game right here, WRC Rally, this is not the game, but I already had this game. This game is made by Evolution Studios, the same people who made Drive Club. I think they're the same people who made Drive Club, I can't remember. But yeah. WRC Rally Racing is one of the games I absolutely love. I highly recommend to play the later ones. Even when EA bought the license to WRC or bought the company out, they still make games to this day with the new WRC on PlayStation 5 and the Xbox series or whatever the case may be. But I wanted to go back. I wanted to go back and see where this game originated at, because I started the game at WRC 5. Well, whatever happened to 4, 3, 2, and 1? Well, there's 2 versions of those. Now, some of them are on the PS3, Xbox. I think it could be on Xbox as well. But the PS3 versions, those came out in Japan, like the 3 and 4 I think they came out then, but there's like 2 separate entities. But the PS2 versions never was released. This was the only one that was released in the States. And over here in Japan, this is the one that was in Japan. So I got the Japanese version of this game here. So you can see where right here, this one is the Japanese version. This one here is the American version. Cool. But it doesn't stop there, because like I said, that's WRC 1. I end up getting the rest of the series on PlayStation 2. So I have WRC 2 Extreme. I also have WRC 3. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. WRC 3. And I got WRC 4. Now, I think there are different versions of this in, the UK or in Japan. But I'm glad I got the rest of this. I'm glad I got the rest of this collection. So I have all 4 of them here. And I am definitely going to be going through this entire series. I mean, I think I'm halfway done with the first one. And I'm not going to go through the first one in Japanese again, but I will play the other 2, because the other 3, 2, 3, and 4 was not released in the States. So I'm glad I was able to pick these up. So that added to the collection of retro games that I'm trying to knock out. Another game that I wanted to buy on PC, but I was not able to get it because it was a game for Windows Live game, and I don't want to play that game under those conditions. Also, the game has just been delisted altogether. But I managed to get the other games after it, but the first and the second game I did not get. It's kind of a shame. I do have Dirt 1. I bought that a long time ago. I think I probably did a pickup on that, but if not, if I go back and look, I'll just show it off one day. But it's over there on Xbox 360. But I did get Dirt 2. Let me tell you something, guys. This game plays so well on the PS3. Shout out to Codemasters. These guys make some phenomenal games, and I love what they do with the series when it comes to racing games. And it's a shame that, it's a shame that they were bought up by EA and now they do the WRC games. But when they did the Dirt series, I mean, these games were absolutely phenomenal. And this game is no exception. This game, I'm not sure, but it damn sure feel like it runs at 60 frames on the PS3, which is something that, is kind of unheard of in a lot of games on the PS3. But with Codemasters, they always try to make things right, whether it be Dirt, whether it be Grid 2, Dirt 3, and, Dirt 4. I mean, the list goes on all the racing games that they do. And yeah, I love this game. And I highly recommend you get this game because you don't see this game in the wild that much anymore. And it's been delisted, so you can't really buy the game anywhere. But that also reminds me, I need to get Grid 2019. I need to get a physical copy of that because that game I have it on PC, but that game's been delisted after like 3-4 years. I did a video about that. That's kind of crazy. Let's jump to I'm gonna stay in the lane of PlayStation before I get into the Xbox. So I got a lot of games here, so it's gonna be a pretty lengthy video. But yeah. One game I wanted to get that's, I thought that was pretty neat to get and I did not have a physical copy of, which I thought I did. I think I got a loose copy of it on Xbox 360, and on Xbox 360, I could play that game on my Xbox Series X, which maybe one day I may just try to get the complete copy of it. But right now I managed to get the PS3 version, which is Fight Night Champion. Fight Night Champion is a boxing game that is really, really good. I really love this game. It has a pretty cool career mode. And I know the new game, Undisputed, is coming out. I may give that a shot. I'm not really interested in it that much. Maybe I'm missing the boat on that. You guys can tell me if I am. But Fight Night Champion this game is phenomenal. It's got a great story mode, and it has a pretty good career mode as well. It's pretty intuitive. This is another game that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to EA Sports and doing good games. Between this, the golf game, maybe NCAA 14, that's where EA pretty much shined in the, post PS2 era, because this game is actually really, really good. And I got it full with, a complete in box and everything. So that's pretty neat that I was able to pick this up. And I'm probably going to get the 360 version at some time because that game is actually backwards compatible. You can play it on your Series X. Let's jump over to the PS5. So I bought some games for the PS5. A lot of you guys may know a few of these games, and I'm definitely kind of happy that I got these. But I'm going to talk about a game that a lot of people don't really look at that much anymore. It's a fairly new game, and I didn't really play it. And I'll be honest, I haven't played it yet, to be honest. I played a lot of the game that came out before it. But a lot of people have mixed reviews about this game, but I wanted to get a physical copy of this game, and I'm glad I got it. I got Mortal Kombat 1. To be honest, I don't know how to feel about this, but I am glad that I picked it up. I do have the one before it. It's right here. I bought this a while back. I mean, I don't know if I did this on a pickup, but I got MK11 Ultimate, which is a really good game. And MKXL or MKX is another great game. But I bought this. I'm going to give this a shot. This game looks really good. I've seen some people play this game, watched it on, YouTube. Game looks phenomenal. So I need to see it for myself. Play this game on my television. Hook up the arcade stick and play it as such. But I'm gonna give it a shot because a lot of people are like kind of mixed about it. But I'm gonna give it a go and see what it's like. I wanted to get this game because I thought this game was pretty interesting. It's an arcade racing game, and I played a little bit of it. And for some reason, it kind of reminds me of like I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but it kind of reminds me of an F-Zero-esque type game. Well, anyway, NASCAR Arcade Rush. I got this for the PS5. This game, like I said, to me, it feels like some form of an F-Zero game, but it plays really well. It's actually pretty fun to play. I was actually enjoying it the time I did play it. I think I'm gonna go even further in this game and see if I can complete it. But yeah, Found this game at Walmart for probably like $18.99, $19.99. I think it's well worth it if you just want to play an arcade racing game. And it's NASCAR. And I'm gonna talk about another NASCAR game a little bit later, but I feel like this is something that's kind of different from what you normally would get in most games nowadays. Speaking of arcade races, this is another one that I got. I don't know what happened to the first version of this game, but I do have its sequel, and the sequel's right here. This is Red Out Deluxe Edition. I haven't even opened this yet, but I will tell you this. Red Out, the first game, I had it on PS4, and I remember playing it on my PS4 Pro, and that game was pretty cool. They gave you, it was a 4K, 60 frames per second game, and it kind of reminds you a little bit of Wipeout, but nah, this game, I ain't gonna say but nah, but I think Wipeout is a little bit better. This game is actually pretty cool, and I'm going to try it. I do think Wipeout is a little bit better. I haven't played the second one yet, and Wipeout hasn't been out since they put out the deluxe or the collection that they put out on PS4. So this is like the closest thing that you got right now. I know another game that's kind of similar to this is on Xbox 360, Fatal Inertia. That game is going up in price with all these 360 pricing situation that's going on. I'm probably not going to even try to get that. I may buy digital or something, but I want to try Red Out too. I'm going to try the deluxe edition as well. It has a season pass, so I'm kind of interested what's all on this. But yeah. Now, another game that I got, I have some gameplay of this game on my channel, and I think a lot of people bought this game, and the controversy of this game died down, a few weeks ago. Stellar Blade. This is a really good game. It's a little bit harder than I thought it to be, but this game is another gorgeous looking game. The only thing about this game, it still feels like that. It doesn't feel like a AAA game, which is a good thing, but it was talked about so much you would think it was. But I highly recommend you get this. If you haven't got this already, buy it. I think it's a really good hack and slash Souls type game, and I'm really enjoying this. But you will get that feeling that you could tell that it was made by a lower budget developer, which is actually pretty cool because those guys usually make the better games nowadays. I got 3 more games on my PS5 list. I have a lot more games here, but we're going to keep it moving. Day 1 edition, Assetto Corsa Compizone. I think I said that right. This has all the 2022 DLC, has all that good stuff. This game is a little bit limited from the first game. A lot of people still go back and play the first game, but I'm gonna tell you something. This game plays so smooth. It plays just as smooth as the first one. It's one of the better simulation races on the PlayStation. Now, I love GT7. I think Gran Turismo 7 is great. The original Assetto Corsa is good too. It's a couple other games, Project Cars. You can't go wrong with any of those. But this is a really good one. So far, so good. 4K 60 from what it says. I have no issues with looking at the game. It looks really beautiful. It plays really well. But I think this game is somewhat more of, I think it's like an expansion or an add-on, or instead of like a full-on, sequel. It's not as much content as you would think, but nevertheless, I highly recommend. I think it's pretty cool. Another game that I got, which was actually pretty interesting. I didn't know they actually had this in in GameStop at the time I went there, because I went there to buy my son another Kirby game for his Switch. But I saw this and I wanted to get this because I've been really slipping on this character in the game, and I haven't played it in a while. But this is Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX. I'm glad I got this game in physical form because you don't see too many copies of these out there. Maybe I'm wrong, but I saw it in GameStop at the time. It was my first time seeing it. I was like, look, I'm gonna buy this. I think I got it for maybe $19.99 or I think it's $24.99 or something like that. Came with a keychain, so here's the keychain right here. I haven't put it on my keys yet, but I'm definitely going to get into this. And one thing I like about this, what Sega does, they give you an instruction manual. An instruction manual is based on the the Mega, not the Mega Drive, but the Master System. And you can actually use the Master System cover art to flip over for the other side of the game. I thought that was pretty neat. Sega's been doing pretty good with that type of stuff. They did it with Sonic Mania and all the other good stuff. So definitely glad that I got that. Now, this game I bought was pretty much for my son, and I'm actually was surprised how well this game, played. My son wanted to play a skating game, so I got him a Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. he doesn't. He likes to have all his Switch games in his room, so I keep the PS5 stuff or the games that he like to play in here. And he likes the game. I like the game. It's a little frustrating for him because he can't pull off all the moves with ease like, he would like, because he's not that much too savvy with all these other, the technical moves. But I've got into it and I thought it was pretty cool. I've only played the first game so far. I haven't played the second one yet. But yeah, I kind of got into this, and I do have 3 and 4. I think I got 3 on the PlayStation 2 and 4 on the original Xbox. I don't know if I'll get the remastered ones. I don't know, because if I already have them, I'm not going to get them. But this is pretty neat. I like the game, and I'll probably get into it more often. So I'll take that back. What I'm going to do, I will talk about this game right here since I got it, and I thought it was over there. So we're going to jump to the 360 games, and these next, well, I'll take that back. Let's talk about this game first. I bought this game because I did not have it, obviously, but I thought I did. And I didn't know it wasn't in my collection, so I picked it up. I got it for like $5. And this is an original Xbox game. It's Amped for the original Xbox. I have Amped 2 down here, but I don't have the first one. And I don't know if I did myself a disservice, because when I bought this game, I don't know if y'all noticed that this game is the PAL version. You see the little PAL thing right there? It's not like the ESRB thing. Fortunately, I do have an Xbox, the one that I did a video on a while back. That game, that console is region free. That's one thing I'm glad I bought. That shout out to the OGXstore.com. I think that's the name. I'll put the link down in the description if you want to check out any of what they do. Yeah, OGX Store. They rebuild Xboxes and sell them, and this one is region free. So even if I got this, I should be fine. So that's pretty cool. But nevertheless, I'm glad I got that. I need to get into the Amp games because those games are actually pretty neat. Okay, I did talk about Dirt 2, and I thought I had Dirt 1 over there because I did pick this up within the time since pickup 37. So pickup 38, pickup 38, I'm going to talk about Dirt 1. So I did get Dirt 1. So I got Dirt 1, Dirt 2 physical, 3, 4, and 5, I got it digital. I need to go buy 3, 4, and 5 at some point because, pretty much Dirt 3 and 4 is delisted. Dirt 5 is not that good, but I don't mind picking it up because I did like the game. I have it digital. I had some reserves in the beginning of when it was released, but Dirt 5 was not my cup of tea because I played so much in Dirt 4. But I've come to learn to like it, and I got it digital. I think it was on sale for like $14, so I picked it up. But I am going to get a physical copy of it, so I got 1 and 2 so far. Which this game is another game that's actually pretty good, but the only problem with this game is it has that old 2007 yellow hue over the game. You know what I mean? If you played certain games back in 2007, 2008, they had that hue over there, like looked like somebody pissed on it or whatever. But nevertheless, it's a pretty good game. I like it, and I'm glad I got it. This is a game that I'm glad I got as well. Another racing game, NASCAR game, and I saw this. It was dirt cheap. So I picked up NASCAR, the game Inside Line. I don't know too much about this, but what sold me on picking this game up, it said I can build my own legend over multiple seasons. Now, there may be other NASCAR games that are better out there for the 360. I know there are some that are good that is on the PS2. Dirt to Daytona is a good one that comes to mind. NASCAR 2004 is another one. NASCAR 2006, I heard a lot of people like that one. And I don't know too much about the ones after that, but I saw this, and it said build your legend over multiple seasons. And this game was made by Activision. So it's kind of interesting to see how that plays out because I don't know too much about Activision racing games, but I got it though. This game, this compilation right here is a must-have. I am so glad that I picked this up, and this compilation is pretty much a must-have. This is like the only way you can get some of these games in physical form, probably the only way that I think. And a lot of these games are going to be on the Xbox 360 store that's going to go away soon. So if you want to get these games digitally, you can get them on the 360 really quick. But if not, you can go ahead and buy this. This is Capcom Digital Collection. It has Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix, Final Fight Double Impact, 1942 Joint Strike, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix, Bionic Commando Rearmed 2, Battle of the Wolf of the Battlefield Commando 3, Rocketman, and The Flock. So you got 8 games right here, all in the HD glory. Some of them are remixed, and they're all on this one disc. This is a great pickup. I don't know if it had a manual or not, I don't know. But nevertheless, this is an absolute great pickup. I paid $20 for 8 games. And at least 7 out of the 8 games or 6 out of the 8 games are absolutely great to play. I can't wait to, really deep dive into this entire collection because I never really got into it. I played Street Fighter and Final Fight. I didn't play much of 1942 Joint Strike, which is a tragedy. I should have been playing more of that, but I got it on the 360. Now, these next 360 games I have are games that can be played on the Xbox Series X. So I'm glad I got these 360 games, and I'm gonna get these 2 out of the way. I got them digital already because I bought I think I bought the Gears of War. It was the Gears of War Ultimate Edition that came out, the Gears of War 1 remaster or something. But I bought these because I wanted the physical copies of them. So I got Gears of War 1, and let me see. It doesn't have a manual. That kind of sucks. I may have to try to track that down. But I got Gears of War 1, and I got Gears of War 3. I don't have Gears of War 2, but I found these 2 together. So I was like, I'm going to buy both of these since they're here. This one has the manual. So I need to get the manual of the Gears of War 1 at some point. And why not go back and play these? I think I played Gears of War 1 over again after I played the remastered version. But I have not played Gears of War 3 yet, the campaign. I beat 1 and 2, not 3. And I need to get Judgment as well, which I have that digital because, like I said, it came in a whole collection. But yeah, but these games do play on the Series X, so I probably would get back on that. So I'm glad I got the Series X. Another game that I got, which I probably shouldn't have bought, but I'm glad I did because I already had this game digital as well. I bought this digital because the license was going to go out. Was going to go away for the license was going to go away, so I bought it digital. But I wanted a physical copy, so I got Forza Horizon. Now, if you know anything about me, I am a motorsport guy. I like Forza Motorsport, but I am willing to give this a chance. So what I did was, I said, let me give this a chance. The game was being delisted. Let me try it out, and I do like it. It's actually a pretty cool game, but physical. Since this game is delisted, you cannot find it anymore. Digital wise, I bought the physical copy. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of copies out there, but I'm glad I got it, and that's pretty cool. That could be played on the Series X as well. Another game that I got, which a lot of people don't talk about that much, and I saw this in GameStop of all places, which was pretty neat. And this case is, I think it's broken, but it's fine. No worries. I'm not too worried about that. If I have to get another case, I would. But I'm glad I got it. I'll just put this to the side. The Witcher 2, Assassins of Kings Enhanced Edition. Now, nobody talks about this game that much. And I played a little bit of Witcher 3, but, got into it. I didn't finish it. But I saw this, and I was like, you know what? It was like $12.99 at GameStop. They started selling Xbox 360, PS3 games again. I was like, hey, why not? Bought this, and then I realized that this game can be played on the Series X. So I was like, oh man, that's awesome. So I got that as well. Got the manual. This is the bonus disc. This is the regular disc, and it's supposed to fit right here. But for some reason, okay, I see. The top part of this thing right here is broken. See how it's hanging? So it's not going to stay in here. Maybe I need to get a double disc or something to have it sit, but I'm not worried about that. Too tough. I have that. And yeah, I'm glad I got this game as well because this is a game that nobody really talks about, and I'm really interested in playing this. So I'm going to get on that and see how that goes. Another game that I got is another game that's been delisted, and I was kind of worried that I wasn't going to get this game. I talked about this. I made a video about this game as well, and I was kind of worried that I wasn't going to find this game at a good price. Somebody must have didn't know about this game too much, where the price went back down after the FOMO went away. And I'm glad I got it. I have it on PC, but now I got it on 360. This is Spec Ops: The Line. This is one of the most underrated games that came out on a 360, PS3, And I am so disheartened that this game has been delisted. Now, I found out it was being delisted because of music. And I think it was the music in the game when you're in the heat of battle shooting enemies, like all these licensed songs start playing, and it puts you in a state of immersion that no other game really does anymore. And I am kind of disappointed that it was delisted, and I'm also disappointed that not many people really talk about this game. It's one of the great games that came out on the 360 PS3 era that nobody talks about. And 2K Games, Jaeger, they knocked it out of the park with this game. This is an absolute underrated hidden gem, and in some cases you could probably call it a masterpiece. Fantastic game, and I am really I'm just a little disheartened about this game, but I'm glad I did pick it up. Next game that I picked up, also this game can be played on the Xbox Series X. Yes. Another game, I wonder if that game can still be played even though it's delisted. I need to try that later. Another game that I got from the for the Xbox 360 era is a game, and it got all 3 discs in here. That is awesome. I didn't even know that. It's Rage, $6.99. I bought it from GameStop. It's the Anarchy edition. I'm pretty sure it has everything on the disc, all 3 discs. Yep, it's 3 discs in here. 1, 2, right here is 3. And I got the instruction manual. I got an absolute steal for this. I don't know too much about Rage. I played Rage 2, but I haven't played much of the first one, but I'm glad I got this. Now I can go back and play this one first. And this was also backwards compatible with the Xbox Series X. Phenomenal pickup for me right here. I'm glad I got that. Now, my games fell. Okay. 31 minutes in. This is a long video, but nevertheless, I got 5 more games I want to talk about because I started buying games for my Xbox Series X. And I know a lot of games that they're not really out like that for the Xbox Series X. A lot of them are tied to the Xbox One, and in some cases the Xbox 360. So I bought some games that I thought that were interesting and games that I know that I would play. So first and foremost, I like racing games. I bought Grid Legends. I don't know too much about this game if it's going to be delisted or whatever, but I bought this immediately when I saw it. And I kind of had the same feeling about Grid 2019, which I can't find that nowhere in the stores. The only place I found it was like on Amazon and eBay. And I need to go ahead and get that because I do want that in my collection as well. But this one is optimized for Xbox Series X. I'm going to be really interested to see how that plays. So I'm glad I got that. Another game, absolutely hidden gem, almost on the lines of Spec Ops: The Line. And to be honest with you, this may be the Spec Ops: The Line of the Xbox One PS4 generation. Titanfall 2. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. These two games have a lot in common, even though more people knew about Titanfall. But a lot of people didn't give this game the praise that it should have got. It came out at a bad time. I think it came out between a Call of Duty and a Battlefield, and nobody came looking for this game. Also, the game had a bad stigma from the original Titanfall that was online only, but this game has an amazing campaign mode, which I highly recommend that you play if you haven't already. I'm going to go back and play this again. I played the first time I played it on PC, but I also wanted a physical copy of this because this game right here is not necessarily overlooked, but nobody really had a chance to really appreciate it. And I'm glad I did pick that up as well. Another game that I picked up, another game that I thought would look really good on the Series X was Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Another game that I beat on PC, but I wanted a physical copy. I need to get the first 2 as well of this trilogy. I do have the first one, I think, over there on PS4, but I want to get a physical copy. You can play this on Game Pass, like a lot of these games you can, but like I said, I like playing physical stuff, and I use Game Pass just as a demo to play games. If I really like the game, I'll go ahead and buy the physical copy if I can, and that's basically what Game Pass is been used for as of right now. And I'm glad I got this. This is a really good game, and I heard it runs very well on the Series X. Last 2 games are competitors of each other, and I'm glad I got these because I really want to play the campaign on both of these, and that's what I got them for. The first one is Call of Duty World War II. Don't know too much about this game. To be honest, I think I'm gonna start racking up on all the Call of Duties and play the campaign again. I know I got a few of them, like the original Call of Duty 2. I got Modern Warfare. I got all that stuff over there. I got them on the PS3, and I think I got a few of them on the 360. But I think I'm gonna get them all on Xbox because, if I'm not mistaken, I think all of the ones on Xbox play on a Series X. I'm not sure, but either way, I'm going to test my luck and get them anyway. If not, it's still a win. But I want to play the campaign on this. I don't know how long it is. I think some people said it's probably like a couple of hours, but I still want to do it. I love Call of Duty campaigns. And another one I like is Battlefield 1. I want to play the campaign of this too. I got probably about 20 minutes into this campaign on PS4 and I abandoned it. And I kind of feel kind of bad that I did. I don't care for the multiplayer stuff. I just want to play the campaign, and I paid $4 for this. And that's another thing, which I'll talk about in another video. These Xbox One games and some PS4 games, well, both of them, dirt cheap right now. $4 I paid for this. I paid, $7 for this. This Tomb Raider, I paid $10 for this. Titanfall 2, I paid $5 for this. Like, look, listen, these games are like dirt cheap right now if you want to get any Xbox One, if you want to get any PS4 game. In some cases, some PS5 games are pretty cheap, but I think I'm going to start collecting, and this is my return to collecting. I think I'm going to start collecting for the Xbox One and Xbox Series. It gives me that vibe of the original Xbox. It for some reason, I feel bad for missing out on it because of the scarcity at the time of the Xbox Series X, and I just kind of like forgot it. Was the S. I didn't like the S because you're not collecting for the S because it's all digital, but I'm glad I got this, and that's the reason why I got these 5 games so far. I'm up to like 10, 15 games for my Xbox Series, Xbox One, or whatever you want to call it. And I got maybe about 100, I take that back, maybe 70 360 games. And I know all of them aren't backwards compatible, but I'm glad I got that, up to where it is. Now, original Xbox, I got almost 500 games over here. It's just insane how many games I got. But I'm so glad that I'm getting in touch and starting to play with the Xbox Series once again, because the whole premise of Xbox, and I'll say this before I get out of here. The whole premise of Xbox back then was I was glad I was playing a really beefy, powerful console. Back in 2001, 2002, you knew you had the most powerful console on the planet, and you had the games to back it up. Don't get me wrong, PS2 had some great games. The GameCube had some great games. And I don't even want to get into the Dreamcast because that console was absolutely amazing as well. But the original Xbox was my favorite console, and it still is of all time. I love that console. And I'm not saying that Xbox necessarily abandoned me, but it does feel like it. When you went to the 360 to the Xbox One, it felt like us guys who've been here for the original Xbox days, we didn't feel like we got the same type of vibe, the type of service that we had from back then. Now, don't get me wrong, Xbox Live was amazing, but I think Xbox 360 just went to another level where it kind of got away from the original Xbox stigma because they wanted to go another route anyway because the original Xbox was not making them that much money. The 360 did well. The Xbox One went completely off the rails, but now it seems like they coming back with the Xbox Series, and I feel that vibe again. I feel that aura, that energy. And they may not have like the best business practices. They may not have the best, games or whatever when it comes to them versus Sony. But one thing I do like, they're doing a lot of fan service. They're doing a lot of things with Xbox right now. It's so consumer friendly. It's unreal. The Game Passes, where you can have it on your console, your phone, your PC, you can play anywhere. These games now are like dirt cheap. They give you the option if you want to play digital or not. They're doing so much, even though their business practices haven't been the best when it comes to studios and them keeping studios together, whatever the case may be. I think overall, the best bang for your buck is at Xbox. Do they have the best games? That's debatable. But what I will say is that's why I got more consoles. That's why I have the PS5. That's why I have all this other stuff, because I'm not one of these type of people that just play one console and just be frustrated. I'll just go play something else on another platform. But at the end of the day, I just feel more at home and be comfortable playing the Xbox Series even after 2 generations where I felt like they lost the plot when it came to the original Xbox. But it seemed like they got it back again. So 40-minute video. I didn't think this was going to go that long. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. I cannot thank you guys enough. I will be putting up more content, probably going live, more often. I haven't finished Doom 3 yet. I need to get on that. But I will be doing that at some point because it's just been a lot going on with me rearranging this room and stuff and getting a game room together. My son loves being in here now, and it's been absolutely phenomenal getting back to the swing of things and getting back and being passionate about collecting and having fun with these games yet again, because at some point I just wasn't like that. I just wanted to play games and go to bed after work. But now I'm like more into what they have now, what's going on. So it's pretty cool. All right, y'all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.